Alrighty, guys, we are 8-0 in our last 8 college basketball tier package bets dating back to last season. But before we get into some more of that, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the video, our NBA Part 1 video here today for Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. My name is Brock Page, and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, guys, I'm 8-0 my last 8 college basketball tier package bets dating back to last season. And I'll include a link for today's college basketball tier package bet in the description section below. And just a reminder, guys, if you sign up for that package here today, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus here, guys, you're also going to get access to all my cheaper memberships on that site, absolutely free. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. And we're going to take a look at the Mavericks at the Magic, 5:30 p.m. East. Dallas is -7 on the road, totals 214.5. And the Mavs have won their last 4 straight, top 3 in the NBA in shooting from the field. Luka Doncic is making 52% of his field goals, and he's averaging a league-best 36 points a game. Meanwhile, Spencer Dinwiddie, he's second on the team in scoring, and he's making 40% of his three-pointers. And speaking of boards, well, actually nobody was speaking of boards, but if you want to talk about boards, well, the Mavs are currently the best defensive rebounding team in the game. They're facing an Orlando team who struggles shooting the 3-ball. They're actually in the bottom 5 in the league in offensive 3-point percentage. Meanwhile, defensively, they're allowing over 116 points a game. Now, injury-wise, Fultz, Anthony, and Mo Wagner are out. Meanwhile, leading scorer Paolo Banchero, he's questionable with an ankle. Meanwhile, for Dallas on the other side, Wood and Bertans are out for them. Tim Hardaway Jr., questionable. Now, total-wise, Dallas went 6-2 to the over in their last 8. Meanwhile, Orlando saw their last 5 straight get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Dallas -7 over 214.5. Next ball game, Blazers, Hornets, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Portland's the 4.5-point favorite on the road, totals 219. Now, the Blazers are going to get back Damian Lillard here tonight. Dame scoring 29 points a game, and he makes over 92% of his free throws. When it comes to shooting the 3-ball, the Blazers are in the top 3 in the league in that particular category. Jeremy Grant's making nearly 44% of his three-pointers. And he's also scoring over 18 points a night. When it comes to defensive play, the Blazers allow just 108 points a game, and they're in the top 3 in the league in defensive boards. They're facing a Charlotte team on the other side who lost their last 5 straight, and they have a tough time shooting from the field. These guys are actually in the bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. When it comes to the injury report, Hayward and Ball are out. Martin is doubtful. Meanwhile, for Portland on the other side, Johnson is questionable. Gary Payton Jr. is still out. When it comes to the total, Portland went 70% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, Charlotte saw 6 out of their last 7 stay under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Portland -4.5, under 219. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be Nuggets at the Pacers. That'll be a 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Indiana. Denver's -6 away from home, totals 235. And even though the Nuggets are favored on the road in this one, they do have a tough time guarding the field goal. They're letting their opponents make nearly 49% of their field goals against them. And that stat actually puts them in the bottom 5 in the league in that category. Bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Now they're facing an Indy squad who's no stranger to scoring points themselves. They're averaging over 117 points a night, and they're in the top 10 in shooting the 3-ball. Tyrese Halliburton's making over 46% of his three-pointers, and he leads the team in scoring. Meanwhile, teammate Benny Mathurin's second on the team in points, and he's drilling over 40% of his three-pointers. Nice start to the career of that youngster there, Benny Mathurin. Now, injury-wise, Tice is out. Neesmith is questionable. Meanwhile, for Denver on the other side, Najee and Smith are questionable for them. And when it comes to the total, 5 out of Denver's last 9 did get over the line. Meanwhile, the Pacers saw overs against the likes of the Pelicans, Wizards, and Pistons. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Indiana +6 over 235. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for our Part 1 video. It's going to be Rockets at the Raptors, 7:30 Eastern start time. Toronto's the 9.5-point favorite, totals 224. And even though I really don't like this number, I think Toronto should be able to cover it. They're allowing only 106 points a game, and they're amongst the leaders in the East in defensive rebounding. OG Anunoby's grabbing 6 rebounds a night, and he's averaging 15 points a game. Meanwhile, Freddie VanVleet, he's making 41% of his three-pointers, and he ranks second on the active roster here today in scoring. Now, they're facing a Rockets team who lost 9 of 11 to start the season. They have a terrible time on defense. These guys are in the bottom 5 in points allowed, and they're letting their opponents make nearly 51% of their field goals against them. Now, injury-wise, Jayshawn Tate is out with an ankle. Meanwhile, for Toronto, Birch and Champagnie are out for them. Pascal Siakam still out indefinitely with that groin injury. When it comes to total, Toronto saw overs recently against the likes of Dallas, San Antonio, and Atlanta. Meanwhile, Houston's 4-2 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Toronto -9.5 over 224. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our quick pick recap. I like Dallas -7 over 214.5. Give me Portland -4.5 under 219. Indiana +6 over 235. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 8-0 in our last 8 college basketball tier package bets on my website. I like Toronto -9.5 over 224. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. Just another reminder, guys, if you sign up for a package here today on Patreon, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. You're also going to get access to all the cheaper memberships absolutely free. So just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.